So P. Diddy has been hit with a new lawsuit. It is graphic, it is shocking. So trigger warnings please when it comes to SA, because just when you think it can't get any worse, there is. And in this particular new lawsuit, there's also been a press conference. Hey guys, it's Rob Morali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, click that button for daily and consistent content. Comment down below and give this video a thumbs up, and let's get straight into this video. So just when you think it can't get any worse, guys, it definitely does. And this was reported a couple of hours ago, but I wanted to wait before I get into this to really break this down to see if there were any forthcoming updates. But a particular woman called Talia Graves has filed a complaint against Sean Diddy of brutally R-wording her at the Bad Boy Record studio in 2001 when she was 25 years old. Documents have been revealed. She's accompanied at this press conference by attorney Gloria Allred, and Graves held a press conference in LA to announce the lawsuit. In a complaint, Talia Graves says that she met P. Diddy through her then boyfriend, who worked as an executive at Bad Boy. Her boyfriend and P. Diddy reportedly had a very close personal relationship, which led Graves to frequently visit the Bad Boy's New York studio and attend parties hosted by the music mogul. The Bad Boy's New York City studio, sorry, my stutter, there was also a lawsuit back in December in regards to somebody else here. So it looks like this studio was essentially a grooming ground. The woman says that P. Diddy called her in 2001 to discuss her boyfriend's supposed work performance issues. Diddy was reportedly sitting in the back of the SUV. She was picked up in by his bodyguard Joseph Sherman, aka Big Joe, who was also named in this lawsuit. She recalled that he offered her wine, which she believes was spiked, as it left her feeling lightheaded, dizzy, and physically weak. She was allegedly led to a couch in a private room inside the Bad Boy studio, but then lost consciousness. When she woke up, Graves said she was naked, with her hands tied behind her back and crying for help. However, Sherman allegedly slammed her hard onto a pool table, where they proceeded to R-word her in between losing consciousness several times. Lord have mercy. Graves claims that the incident and learning that it was filmed and then distributed as a form of porn tapes for people to buy left her with lasting psychological damage, including depression, PTSD, and suicide ideation. She says she remained silent out of fear for decades, terrified of reporting the alleged R-word out of fear of what retaliation P. Diddy could easily carry out on her and her family.
Became aggressive and abusive, which has made me feel even more alone in my struggles.
P. Diddy's lawyers are refusing to comment, and Natalia is seeking unspecified compensation damages for her emotional damage and physical injuries, and for the defendants to destroy any copies of her essay. Now, it is intriguing to me because I would not be surprised if one of the tapes found in the Homeland, security raids were probably one of these tapes. He was selling this. Now, where was he selling this? On the dark web? Because this is the first time a lawsuit has come out to state that not only was it filmed, but that P. Diddy was selling these tapes. Who was buying these tapes is my question. That is what I want to know. Who is buying these tapes? Who is buying what Diddy is doing? Perhaps this is why there was so much eagerness for him to do so, because executives or people above him in the industry or in other industries were desperately wanting to buy stuff like this, and because of P. Diddy's ego, it was a perfect match. And this is why he was doing stuff like this. Was he selling it on the dark web? Was he selling it to politicians, to people that we watch every day, to people behind the scenes that we have no idea of? This is a very sinister case. Can you imagine being in her position? This is why I always center the victims as much as I can when we're discussing this. None of this P. Diddy stuff is a laughing matter, and yes, to some it can be entertaining with who might go down with him, but overall these are very serious conversations of significant levels of PTSD these people are still dealing with. May she rinse his wallet and get every form of penny from this man, just like Cassie has done, because this is what these victims deserve. Financial compensation is not even enough for the lifetime of pain that these people are going to have. I'm genuinely shocked at all of this, to be honest with you. Tying her up, can you imagine her waking up realizing that she's been tied down by this big bodyguard, then the bodyguard slams her, and then both of them are taking turns and she loses consciousness because it's that painful. And then she wakes up again and sees it happening, and then she loses consciousness again, and then living with this. Absolutely agree they would be terrified, because P. Diddy was very powerful. I mean, just last year, he was getting the Icon Award. Can you imagine victims watching him being celebrated in this way? After all the madness that he's been doing, even whilst he's now still in jail, there are still people coming forth with lawsuits. Even after Cassie's lawsuit, when there were multiple other lawsuits, people were still afraid to come forward. That's how powerful this man was. So for those who say that these people are just seeking desperate money and that they're greedy, please come and find some sense, because what you're saying is diabolical. Now, what this particular individual has done with her lawyer is that she has done an entire press conference where she says that she was lured into this meeting, passed out and drugged and R-worded. And I'm glad that she's done a press conference. I think that's a very tactical way for you to get your story out, because not only is Diddy a hot topic right now, but of course press want to discuss and talk about it. So therefore they will give you a platform for you to discuss this. And of course she feels safe now to discuss all of this now that he's behind bars. But for the fact that some people still don't feel safe, to me is just crazy. It is also intriguing that it was announced today that David Joseph is stepping down as the chairman and CEO of Universal Music UK after nearly 17 years leading the company. The veteran executive is leaving the music industry to pursue studies in religion and theology. He also gave a special thank you to Universal Music's global chairman and CEO Lucien Grange. Now, if you guys can remember Lucien Grange's name, he had his name dismissed from a lawsuit in May of this year by Lil Rodney, I believe, that claimed that he aided and abetted Sean Diddy Combs. A lot of people aided and abetted him in the industry that we may or may not know of. Also in that lawsuit was about Louis Taylor and, of course, Robin Greenhill, people who worked with Bieber and Britney Spears who were also overseeing payments to workers for Diddy. They're all connected because why? Diddy was a billionaire. He had a lot of money. He got a lot of money, and money talks, money over morals, 24/7. We know how this nasty world works. Now the question is, when it comes to these tapes, who was buying them? That must be on record, but we know how the FBI or Homeland Security works. When they find information like this, they prefer to protect those people and burn it all down, as opposed to exposing them in the stratosphere. Yes, Diddy has a RICO charge. Yes, that means others are going down with him because it's a RICO charge. But do I think it's going to be big names? I honestly don't. I don't think that we should have high hopes because corruption is everywhere. Even in the face of a form of justice, there's always corruption riddled in this madness. This is an absolutely insane lawsuit. Graphic, disgusting details, just like many of the others are. And is this one of the 50 victims that they have spoken to? Or is this 51, 61, 101? Can you just imagine the pain in her story? It's honestly insane. Honestly insane. And you know what's so sad? And may Allah grant him the highest level of heavens, but it's been announced as of 15 minutes ago that Marcellus William has been executed. His final statement was made public. All praise be to Allah in every situation. They have just executed an innocent black man for everyone to see. This was a public lynching for all of us to see. This is what America has done today. This was not justice. This was not justice. This was not justice. Sorry, this news just came in. An innocent man was just killed. He did nothing wrong. The state of Missouri has executed Marcellus Williams. Governor Mike Parson, you're an absolute waste, man. May this haunt you to the day that you die. A public lynching just happened in front of our faces. And despite everything that people were trying to do, especially in the past couple of days, nothing could be done. I didn't even plan to add this to the video, but I felt compelled to do so because I've just read the news and I have to talk about it. The justice system is insane. This is what I mean. Even in the face of justice, is there really any form of justice? All I'm seeing is corruption and death and injustice all over the world. It's just disgusting to see. I'm not even going to do an outro. Like, this is just a lot.